gentlemen, we've got a fun show for you tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the top of the order there. You aren't going to believe.
The following program is brought to you in living color.
At this turnaround to your right, you better. I don't want to go into the sun anymore.
We do every night. Try to take over the world.
I am the great Cornholio.
On fire tonight.
And you are simply reduced to watching.
On fire tonight.
I'm gonna get you pumped up. Cause it's fun. And we got shit to do. I'm gonna get you pumped up. I'm gonna get you pumped up. Fun. And we got shit to do.
What's up, guys and girls? How the blooming devil are you? It feels weird saying that, and let me just say, it feels weird doing this. And welcome, Merry Christmas. We have a surfing gnome and some lights around the coffee machine. And yes, it's Friday night. This is Friday Night Live, and you are here with me for the considerable future, for the foreseeable future even. And we're going to give you a little show, aren't we? We haven't done it for a little while. So much has happened. I think the madness is truly real, has never been so apparent. And this evening, we're going to get straight into it because so many people know it. And there is a small tester here. And we're going to give you a little taste. If only you were here now, you would smell the Gromage. Brought to you by the Grom. So, guys and girls, how the blooming devil are ya? We're here. Seems like there's a hell of a load of people in the live chat. It's already blowing up. It's epic to see that you all turned up, even though I set the time for 10:45 this morning. So I am very much thankful that Dan pointed that out. So huge thanks to the legendary Dan Koff. I'm glad you all figured it out, and that yes, no, I didn't do a show this morning at 10:45. Standard issue. It's Grom time. It's Friday night, and we're here. So, nothing left to do apart from pour out a coffee, because I can tell you, guys and girls, today has been a rather eventful day. I will get into that later. It's been emotional. Let's just say that. But we'll cover that in a minute. Get your drinks poured. Get comfy. Get your audio up, your TV cushions fluffed up, whatever it is that you got to do. Is this going to go well? And pray for me, guys and girls, because let me just warn you. I don't know how well this coffee's going to go down tonight. I hadn't cleaned out the filter since. Yeah. So let's just say I had to do a full disinfect the coffee machine. And it's either going to be really good or it's going to be really bad. Well, let's see what happens. So, guys and girls, yes, it's December. It's 2024. Where the blooming hell did the year go? Honestly, there was one thing and one thing only this year that I was focused on, and that will be kind of summarized in tonight's show if all goes to plan. I'm going to try to do a little something on the fly this evening. Might go epically good. It might just go but we shall see. That's all away down in the latter part of the show, so stick around. But this evening's theme is pretty much going to be a Grom USA 2024 roundup. I thought long and hard. I was going to do like a compilation, best of. I was going to do like a montage of the trip. Basically, if you see the vlogs, there's a playlist on my channel. If you've not seen the USA Grom Tour trip, then you can go and check them out all in their individual days. and see all of it. And I thought, do you know what? To kind of double down on that, then, you know, hey, everybody that followed along, Friday night salute to you guys. Everybody that was involved, a huge, just serious thank you for just making it happen. Most of all, I thought it's kind of the guys and girls that tune into the Friday night that are into it enough that I think would just appreciate a little bit of insight, a little bit of behind the scenes talk and chat about the event. And then that way, if you were here and you see it and you got it, you were part of it. Because I'm not going to be doing like a best of it. I think I'm going to do like a little like nod just to the tour, but it's definitely not going to be a best of or like deleted scenes, director's cut thing. It's just going to be a little something that I'm going to put together. And I think it's more so for the people and for myself, just to keep it as a little like memory bank storage thing. So yeah, we shall see. But tonight, this evening, is Friday Night Live, but with a little bit of a wrap up on what happened for the end of September and October, which was why we weren't on air on Friday nights. So yeah, but before we do that, we are going to get into the live chats because I've said it ever since the dawn of the Friday Night Lives. I will do my very best to keep an eye on the live chats, and if stuff pops up, then I'll cover it. The likelihood is I won't. However, if I do miss things, I do go through the live chat at the end of every show. So please feel free to get in there. I've already seen that it's absolutely blowing up. And there is just so many people in here to shout out. So I'll start with shouting out Billy, Corn Life Network, Dan Cov. Let's try not to miss anyone. Obviously, the legendary Cockney Buddha's in the house. Dave Usan's in the house. Don't want to miss anyone. Coffee Guy. I should have just blown the Coffee Guy theme tune up. Am I missing anyone? And then obviously a newbie, but an oldie, Aubrey. Dude, the legendary Aubrey, or AKA Dan's better half, maybe? I don't know if I should be announcing that. But dude, you're live, you're watching, you're in the chat section. Epic. Hope you're well. Can I smell you from here? Yeah. Yeah, all right. Look, the Gromarsh is legendary. Don't knock it. So yeah, we got a right little squad in on the live chats, and I can see you're already blowing up the little heart icons. Guys, girls, it's awesome to be back. The very last show, and I didn't take a clip of it, the last Friday night that we did, I think we actually got the highest reactions within the show to date. It was bonkers. I think it ended up at something stupid like, it was just short of about 17,000 reactions within the hour or something. It was crazy. So yeah, to everybody out there giving it all that, crashing their mobile devices and whatnot, massive shout out to you all. So appreciate the hell out of you, and appreciate you taking your time out on your Friday afternoons, evenings, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. Just sit down, tune in, and just get onto this little bit of madness. So we're going to try to be super pro. We're going to keep it themed. We're going to go to the news in about, I'm not going to do, we'll just hit it when we hit it. First things first, and I was hoping he was going to make an appearance this evening in the live chats. The legendary Bob Marsh, he does pop up from time to time. And for any of you that see the vlog, maybe some point in the very beginning of the week has been a blur. I came home and there was an envelope on the windscreen of the Golf, just signed Martin the Grom. And yeah, I opened it. And I don't know if the camera's going to zoom in on that. Let me see if we can go like full clever. Check it. Right? Just a little USB pen. And there was a little note inside the envelope saying who it was from. And he'd heard this and thought he'd send it to me. And there must be maybe a dozen, I'm claiming maybe even more, songs related about Christmas, Santa, and surfing. And they all literally near enough follow exactly that theme. It involves Santa, surfing, and Christmas. And they are monumental. My only concern is that I so want to just put these in the vlogs. But I just know somebody's going to own them. Obviously, you'd probably be familiar. I think the Beach Boys done a track called Santa's Gone Surfing or something. And there's a few out there, I know. I didn't realize that there was this many Santa Surf Merry Christmas tracks. So this is my soundtrack to Christmas. I know Andrea's not vibing with it, but I am. Saying about Andrea, obviously you may be able to see the tree in the background. I don't think it's in focus, but yeah, we're in full Christmas effect here. So yeah, it's pretty epic. Morley in the house. Dude, the legendary Bob Morley. Good evening, sir. I hope you're well. I hope Jersey weather's treating you good. And as always, dude, epic to have you here. So yeah, but another Bob, the legendary Bob Marsh, just dropped this on me, man. And I was absolutely over the moon with it. So yeah, I'm just going to try to figure out how I can get little clips of this into the vlogs. And just enough so that YouTube don't sting me for it. But now I know the Cockney Buddha himself has already ridiculed the fact that the glasses will be back on Friday night and how stoked he was to know that the glasses will be back. So let's do it. I know you guys and girls have probably been dying to know what's been going on in the world of news. This week, it's a little bit themed, kind of. Check me out. But let's see if we can land this one. It's going to be a printer died this week, so I don't have printed notes. So I've got to do it a little bit more technical than that. Keep your fingers crossed. But yes, guys and girls, it is that time. You've been waiting for it. What's up? Yeah, boy, you were expecting them old glasses, but we came forward. We came up in the game. Look at these, bro. And there's Hob. What? Dude, right. So let's do it. Let's see if I can pull up my news. And as I was saying, it's kind of themed. So check it. You'll get it. As this is a bit of a Grom Tour wrap up, you will get the vibe as well. So, first story, check it out. The oldest known wild bird in the world has laid an egg at a ripe age of 74. Yeah, check it out. It's her first egg in 4 years. And this has basically been recalled in Hawaii. The long-winged seabird named Wisdom, a Laysan albatross, returned to Midway Atoll National Wildlife Refuge at the northwestern edge of the Hawaiian archipelago. Even easier, man. I love it, don't I? Trying to read it with these glasses. And laid what experts estimated may be her 6th egg. The Pacific region of the US Fish and Wildlife Service said in a Facebook post this week, Wisdom and her mate, Akimea, I hope I pronounced that right, had returned to a atoll in the Pacific Ocean to lay and hatch eggs. And it's the first time it's done this since 2006. So yeah, the bird's been away for basically like, I don't know, it hasn't been seen or something for like 6 years. And then it's appeared and it's laying eggs, man. So that's pretty epic. And it's claiming to be the oldest bird. So yeah, or the oldest wild bird. I'm claiming 74 and laying eggs. That's pretty gnarly, man. So yeah, all props to them. And if I hear any more about this story, I will keep you up to date with it. So check it. And there's some people from this neck of the woods. You may be familiar with the Jersey Devil, but there's even weirder stuff going on in Jersey right now. So check this out. The FBI is investigating reports of several mystery nighttime drone flights that have recently occurred across central New Jersey and have asked the public to help. So especially all the guys and girls that are like in that neck of the woods, have you heard about this? I see some photos and some reports of it like while doing this news story, and I was kind of like, dude, this is pretty crazy. Witnesses have spotted a cluster of what appears to be drones, larger than those typically used by hobbyists, as well as a possible fixed-wing aircraft flying in several areas along the Ratitan River since November 18th. It's not clear why the flights happened or who is flying these devices, but federal and state officers stress that they are currently in a known threat. They are no known threat to public safety. The flights have been raising questions because they've been taking part over the Piccaninny Arsenal, a US military research and manufacturing facility. So a load of people have been getting a little bit stressed out about this because there's been like numerous drone flights. And let's just say, if you go online and check this article out and you look at some of the drones, I've got a drone. I've seen some big boy drones. I've seen some like what they would class as commercial drones. And seriously, these drones don't look like none of that. So all I'm saying, man, is yeah, keep your eye out in the skies. So wrapping this one up this week, we had to do it, and I thought the glasses just sort of matched up real nice as well. Check me out. I'm being like super chill. So this is an epic one, and this actually happened in Florida. So you see what I've done there? New Jersey, Hawaii, Florida. Oh yeah. A Florida family thought that they were being pranked after an inflatable Grinch Christmas decoration vanished from their yard. But, however, security footage has basically shown that it wasn't just some Fruit Loop drunk or any as such like. It was actually a bear that decided to sneak onto their garden and have it away with the Grinch. So, yeah, man, I'm thinking basically the Grinch himself would have probably been pretty hyped with this. That's all I'm saying. But there's CCTV footage of this bear just basically mooching onto a lawn, gripping up this inflatable and running off into the middle of the night with it. So there you go. We're back. It was a Grom USA Tour kind of news theme. Apart from that, I will say to any of the guys and girls that are in the west coast of the UK as of now, and into tomorrow, there is actually a weather warning out. It's like severe weather warning. Even the government is sending out like news alerts. So again, if you're in that area, stay safe, stay indoors, keep the coffee brewed. And if it starts getting super gnarly, take cover under the table. I think that's what they say anyway. Right, on that note, let's get back to the show. How gnarly are those glasses? I can only imagine the abuse that I was getting. I seriously can't see a goddamn thing through them because they got this blue tint to everything. And let's just say, that was fun trying to read really small print with those glasses on. So, look, even my mum has dropped in. This is how epic this show is right now. Everybody's in. So check it, man. There's some people across the globe, all the way from like New Jersey, Hawaii, even back to wonderful Aylesbury, like 20 minutes across the other side of town. Madness, dude. And the legendary Hob showed up, going off in those glasses. Dude, appreciate that. I know you want a pair. I got some multicolored ones over there, but I thought the green was just bringing the vibe. Yeah, dude. And I hope you're all well. Hope you're all well on that side of the pond, because I know the weather has got absolutely crazy this side. It's got really cold. It's got really wet. And yeah, as you would have heard, there is like warnings out for Wales and Ireland and just all of the west coast of the UK in the next 24, 48 hours, at least 24, are going to get absolutely bombarded by high winds and God knows whatever else. So yeah, wishing them all the best, and I hope they, hope they don't get it as bad as the government or the weather are reporting it as we speak. So yeah, madness truly is real. Yes, we need more coffee in our lives. So check it. I'm basically going to try this, and this could go really well or it could go really wrong. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But we'll get into the bulk of the Friday night Grom Tour wrap up after I just fill you in on a little bit more news. So if you've been watching the vlog, you would have seen that I took order of a new camera, and you would have seen that it arrived in a jiffy bag, and let's just say it didn't arrive in one piece. Obviously, whether you're familiar with cameras or you're like super pro commercial photographer or just a complete I don't care about cameras, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't take any form of camera, put it in a jiffy bag and then give it to your local like post office to just deliver. For £3.75, I'll have you add. That's how much they paid on the delivery. So yes, I did take ownership of a new camera that was, let's just say, not very good. And it's officially been boxed up today and sent right back off to the person that sent it to me. So I do have a new Canon 90D in my possession that I have bought from a different place. Where I should have gone really in the first place. It was where I bought the camera that I'm currently videoing on. They're like super awesome company. Give them a shout out. MPB. If you need any photography gear, lighting, flashes, kit, bags, the whole shebang. If you need it and you're in the UK, I don't know if they do international delivery, but I would highly recommend you go and check out MPB for any sort of photography gear that you might need, because I will say it's pretty much run by photographers. The photographers grade the kit that they've got, and yeah, they do a really good job of it. And actually packaging it up and sending it to you, they kind of care for what they send to you, so they actually wrap it up and put packaging in there and stuff and protective things and put it in a bigger box than what the item is, like normal people would do. So yes, I have taken ownership of a new Canon. I am not currently using it, which is bonkers, I know. However, I want to use it in HD, like full 4K or at least 1080p, but I need an HDMI lead for it. So I need to get like a card, some capture card as well. Yeah, so it wasn't just as easy as whipping a cable out, plugging it in, smashing the camera on a tripod and then just getting to it. So I just had to go back to the ye old faithful, fire up the 70D and just get this show on the road. But yes, it will be happening, and I'm quite looking forward to it actually. I'm quite looking forward to seeing what sort of quality difference comes, because I don't know about you guys and girls, I'm just saying like the lighting right now and the way everything looks, it's not bad. I wouldn't say it's too shabby. So yeah, anyway, it was a dramatic day, guys and girls. There was an emotional moment in my day today, and let's just say the annual MOT, or like the test to see if the Golf is roadworthy, came up today. And let me just say, for the first time in my possession of that car, which is since 2002, it failed an MOT. It is no longer roadworthy as we speak. And yeah, let's just say it was a little bit of a expected thing. I kind of knew it. It was a toss-up between going and doing the Grom Tour or restoring the Golf. I chose the Grom Tour. I've already kind of put a lot of money, time, love, blood, tears, sweat, all that jazz into the Golf once. And I know it's kind of a little bit worse for wear. And it was going to be a case of, do I do something I've already done, or do I go and do something that I've never done, create new experiences and have a whale of a time doing it? I went for the latter. I don't regret it. It was a blinding time. I had plenty of experience, plenty of laughter, plenty of awesomeness. However, yes, the Golf did exactly what I expected it to and fail its MOT. And the sad thing is, it's not just cosmetic, it's kind of getting structural. So yeah, that sucks. But never mind. It's not over until the fat lady sings in that department. And it is something I will put some time and effort into. Maybe in the coming year, maybe in the coming years, plural, who knows. I'm just hoping that a few things come together, the universe shines on me, points me in the right direction of the right people, and we can just get something going in that department and get it back restored to its former glory sooner rather than later, but without some ridiculously stupid added cost. Check this out. I looked at buying one that was just pretty much as mint as the day it rolled off the factory line, and they were basically charging 10 grand for that second hand. However, when I looked into restoration jobs, I was getting people quote me £10,000, 10 grand. And I'm like, well, how does that work? Because surely it would be easier and cheaper, you would have liked to have thought, to restore one other than trying to buy one that's mint. Because the restoration is never going to be worth as much as the one that's still mint, genuinely. I don't know if that's just me, but that was how my mind thought about it. So let's just say, hopefully I can get it done. And yeah, we'll figure the rest out. What's my mum saying there? Buy it and chop it up. Buy what and what chop up? Demo derby. Yeah, that would be pretty epic way to go out, dude. At least send it out with a bang. Yes, Mr. Cockney Buddha. No way, dude. yes way, bro. Yeah. Well, it's one of those things, dude. I am going to have to, like, just get involved with it. But anyway, we're going to move on. We're going to get back into a kind of the themey thing of tonight, which is, let's give you a little bit of insight into the madness that was the Grom Tour. I know there's a few people in there this evening that actually partook. Yes. They were there. They were involved. They were on the ground. They were even acting as like cameramen and women in the background, which was epic, dude. Having like your own camera guy is way easier than running and gunning with yourself. So yeah. Anyway, let's see if we can do this and not make a complete hash of it. You know you've seen this segment before, and this week it's going to be right different because yeah, you'll see. Let's see if we can find it. Man, I ain't done this for ages. Channel of the week.
Nice.
So, I'm really hoping right now that you can actually see what I can see. Now, I'm going to mess up the amazing illusion that is, because I'm hoping you can hear me as well. I'm going to mess up the illusion that is, and I'm going to have to go back to the main screen, but it's all right. It's no biggie. It's just going to trip you all out like Inception. See if we move that over there. Right, so my concern is, oh, look at that. That's a trick, right? My concern is if I unmute this, are we going to get a really horrible echoey thing going on? You'll have to let me know in the live chats, guys and girls. Are you getting a really horrible echoey thing happen? First person to tell me gets a high five. Let's see what happens. No? No. Okay. High five, brother. Ah, bruh. Okay. Let's see if this works and if we don't get a horrible little echo. And yeah, so I've just got to play this clip because, dude, literally, speaking of the devil, the Cockney Buddha, dude, this clip. Wow. That clip, I don't know how good the audio was. I didn't want it to like... Why do we have drum and bass playing in the background? I don't know why it's a bad thing, but let's pause that video, right? So, I don't know how good the audio was in that clip. If you haven't seen that episode, you can see the title there. It was absolutely bonkers. Just to give you the backstory on this, and I've got to give a shout out to the Cockney Buddha, because seriously, if you continue to watch that video, his commentary on it although it kills me inside because it was absolutely just, yeah, it was so just bonkers to be in Florida. So, backstory on this. If you haven't seen the episodes, I turned up in Florida. It was the first spot on the Grom Tour. And the plan was, the beautiful dream was to turn up there, buy a surfboard, travel the rest of the Grom Tour with my own surfboard, and then basically send it back here and I could mount it on the wall, and in many years to come I could talk about that awesome trip that we did, you know, and just have it as a memento on the wall. But I would have my own surfboard that I could travel with, surf with, no worries, no drama. However, we turned up and we went, and Steve Cockney Buddha will probably say in the live chats, we went to near on every damn shop. And the more that we went, the more it just seemed like it was not feasible. It was just going to cost an absolute small fortune to get hold of a board and then travel with it. The buying the initial board was not going to ever be the problem. But getting the board, getting the right board for me, for my skill set, for my ability, and for the conditions that I was going to see throughout the tour, and trying to find something that is going to actually be worth getting so that you kind of find some progression in that surfboard as well. Because I've got foam surfboards coming out of my ears. I didn't want to just get out there, buy a foam surfboard and just have another one. The plan was to go and buy my first hard board and be in a position where, okay, it's going to be a real steep learning curve, but nevertheless, I get to surf with it as much as I can throughout the trip. And then it comes home, and if it does just hang on the wall, it hangs on the wall. If not, it's going to be my first hard board. And let's just say the conditions when we went out on the first day were absolutely just monumental for surfing. They would have been brilliant. Instead, we kind of had a bit of a family day. We were having a laugh, just messing around in the water. I got so happy and excitable that while trying to dive and punch underneath waves, I managed to get buried into the sand, graze my chin, and basically eat a bit of the seabed at the same time, which was epic. I'd never felt so much power in even just what most people would consider small waves, but it was just great fun. And yeah, would have been perfect for like foamy 8-foot surfboards. It would have just been a dream. But we just messed around, kind of body surfed, had a laugh, had fun. It was great. Went on the board hunt again. Then we went and visited the Sebastian Inlet, which is monumental, world renowned. It is in my life anyway. World renowned little surf spot. Didn't have a board. We had plenty of fun. I got to witness a rainbow emerge from Steve's head after he'd been meditating on the beach, which was monumental, but didn't surf. Surf conditions were a little bit gnarly there. It was a little bit kind of, I'd say it was a bit chunky. It wasn't too easy to read where the waves were actually coming in, but nevertheless, you could get some. And it kind of went on and on and on like that. However, by the very last day that I had, there was this little storm that kind of seemed to emerge out of the Gulf and was heading towards Florida, called Helena. And unfortunately, my time of having beautiful rolling waves was over. And as you would have seen in that last clip, I think Steve says it in the commentary. I think Surfline was claiming washing machine conditions, something like that. And yeah, absolutely bonkers. But nevertheless, we done it. I wouldn't say that I surfed in Florida. I think I done a lot of paddling in Florida. I did kind of get some, I don't know, I stood up, but not for long. You're talking seconds, if that. And all I can say was the drift on the actual beach or on that break was unreal that day. I'd never seen so much kind of seaweed being up. Like, it was just upwelling onto the beach. It was just getting blown in from wherever it was. I had so much seaweed clogging around the leash that was kind of pulling me. It was just bonkers. To say if you had a fixed point and you walked maybe 200 to 400 yards down one side, paddled out 20 foot, you were actually like 200, 400 yards past the point that you first started to walk in that direction. It was just unreal. So yeah, absolutely mental experience. Great time. I'd done it in the vlogs, but I've got to give Tracy, like Steve's Mrs. Tracy, I've got to give her a shout out because she was an absolute soldier in just the driving around, ferrying me from surf shop to surf shop to touristy kind of locations, but not touristy locations. Like, you need to be a Floridian to know these spots. And so it wasn't your kind of everybody go there and everybody get to see that kind of stuff. It was like Christmas Fort and going to see the wetlands and just so many cool little things. So I've got to say a massive thanks to Steve, Tracy, Trin, Gabs, and most of all Dyson, who's like a legend, but just for putting up with the madness and dealing with the gromage, you know. So but seriously, yeah. And also massive shout out to Tracy for being on that beach that day. And even when I was saying, dude, like seriously, if you want to go and sit in the car, like this is mental out here, she was like, hell no, man, I'm at the beach. I am like, dude, I am not going to argue with that. I would be exactly the same. I don't care if it's tropical storms or whatever. I'm at the beach. It's a good vibe. I'm staying. I'm not going to go and sit in the car when I can sit on the beach and just watch the world go by. So yeah, man, absolutely monumental. Let's see if we can get back into this channel of the week segment bit, but without blowing up the channel of the week bit, because we don't need the promo, right? That's what I'm claiming anyway. So let's see if I can get another clip loaded here, because I ain't really done this before. I've only ever done the one channel. So I want to show you this other video, though, because I want to cover it on this little clip. Let's see if we can get this fired up. And am I going to be able to do it? Damn, you know, we might even be able to do it. Right. So let's trip you out with some vlog inception again. Boom, look at that. The madness is real. If you look into that screen, it'll go on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Oh yeah. Right, let me get to see you, to see you, to see you. Nice. Boom. If you are not familiar with this vlog, go and check it out. Gravy got the clip, and I will never not knock this guy for not getting the clip, because the rule number one of any video course, never take the camera off the dead man. You gotta give him props for this. As you can see, it's already gone a little bit wrong for the Grom. Best rescue ever. Watch this. Hobbs rescue. He pulls the board all of 6 inches. Boom. Watch me stand up and be in like waist high water. Oh, the expression, drowned rat. Don't come close. Dude, that bit was straight bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. So you don't get the sense of the feeling that I was going through while that was happening. And then two, you don't get the perspective of just how just frantic the water was that day. Now, I can only imagine if Hobbs still here, like he'd be like, dude, that's kind of that's a small Jersey day. Little bit sort of sketchy, but that's how we like it kind of vibes. And let's just say for me, that was already getting to the limit of my abilities. And hey, the big dog himself said, everybody messes up because they don't do as I tell them. What you need to do is stay close to the pipe. Now, I stayed close to the pipe. I stayed so close to the pipe that somehow, way, shape or form, I managed to get my leash wrapped around something on that pipe. And hey, all I know is that I am so thankful that I've done as many years fishing as I have, because when I see the board the other side of the pipe and it was just jabbing away and I couldn't feel that reaction on my foot, I knew something was really wrong. And as I started to try to pull my right foot, it didn't want to go nowhere. So that kind of sunk a little bit more panic in, and it became a case of, I need to get rid of this leash, I need to get rid of this board, and hey, if I get washed in, then that is a really good outcome right about now, because the last thing I need to be doing is being tethered to something metal while I'm just getting absolutely pasted by waves from behind. Because the last thing you ever want to do is turn your back on the sea. It sucks. It will mess you up really quick. So I had to do kind of like a sit-up thing, which sounds really bizarre, but I couldn't lift my leg up because it was tethered to whatever it was tethered to. So I had to kind of like pull my head down to my feet, if that makes sense. And the second that I thought this could be it, and I'm not gonna, this is not me just saying it for video, like, you know, for views. Seriously, I cannot stress to you, I thought, this is really bad, and if I don't sort this out real quick. And no sooner had I thought that and I'd pulled the leash, the board, basically whatever I'd done pulling the leash to the left, had pulled that snag free. And instantly my arm was jerked across because the board started pulling the lead through. And I tell you what, even then I didn't feel super great. I felt better than I did maybe 2 seconds beforehand, and got the board back, but by then I was already burnt out. I just absolutely kind of like adrenaline had shot through, so you're kind of on that just weird state of mind. And I just remember saying to Hob, dude, you might have to just help me back in. And he's like, nah, man, you're good. Like, nah, dude, you're good. And as I was saying, and I hope you got to hear me say it while we were watching the clip, he literally grabbed the nose of the board, because I was in deep water next to that pipe. No matter how much I tried to put my feet down, there was nothing there. And no sooner had Hob just pulled the board 3 to 6 inches, and then boom, I could get my feet down and I was pretty much stood in waist high water. And let's just say, even then, it was a bit like traumatic to say the least. However, wouldn't change it for the world. I don't know what it is though. From now on, if I'm with Gravy, I'm just not going to surf. After the wave with Gravy, it didn't bode well for me. New Jersey, waist pipe, didn't bode well for me. So I'm claiming next time I'm going to let him surf and I'll get the clips. And yeah, maybe that should work out a little bit better. But nevertheless, got to give a big shout out to the legendary Dan Koff, because he did go and absolutely score some really quality waves for him that weekend. And I was just stoked for him. I had a great day, even though all of that happened. And then the next day we went down to the beach. I surfed without a leash for a while, which was really good. And I just played around in the Grom pool where I deserved to be. There's a few other stories from that day which were just really bonkers. I did eventually get out back. I didn't go out the way that everybody else was going, I just found a break between the waves and I paddled for it. I might have been out there for maybe 30 seconds and let's just say it went all a bit Pete Tong. I got to meet Ben's dad really close and near enough very personal as he come down the face of a wave where I was sat on a foam board in front of him. And everybody thought I'd got smacked by his hardboard and I'd gone back in. In actual fact, it was a bit like, dude, I am not at the level to be out here. Like, I'm putting others at risk, so I should just get and go and play where I need to go and play. And it was, I've got to give props to Sasquatch, because he came straight in and was like, dude, are you good? I thought the board hit you. And I'm like, nah, dude, I was out there, didn't know my positioning. And he was like, nah, dude, I should have been more in control of what I was doing. And it was like just one of those moments where I was like, he's a legend. So, yeah, it was a beautiful thing, man. What a lovely way to bond. But yeah, again, an experience. And it's one of those things, you've got to push your boundaries. You've got to push yourself, but you've also got to be able to question yourself and just be humble at the fact that you know when you're putting yourself or others at danger. There is a brilliant public service announcement for a Friday night. But you've still got to push those boundaries. So, yeah, dude. And yes, Dan is officially the owner, because there is only one of those shirts in the world, the owner of the Grom Team Rider t-shirt for the Grom Tour. And dude, I couldn't have thought of a better person. Like, officially, you were the only person on the tour that we surfed together. You owned it, dude. And you're a big wave guy nowadays, bro. So I hope you had as much of a blast as I did over that weekend, because it was bonkers. New Jersey was epic. All of the boys, huge shout out to Bob Morley, because he's a goddamn legend. Massive shout out to the Hob and all of his family, and just fully felt welcome, fully felt like included. And Hobbs French toast, dude, up there. Naomi Thrash's blueberry pancakes, though. I am so glad I got that experience, dude, because they were banging. So, yeah, legendary Bob Marley. You know, dude. You know Bob. Like, he's an absolute god. And Dan can tell some stories about that evening, man, to be stood in Hobbs' compound and just shooting the breeze. But, yeah, absolute madness. Right, let's get to this. I want to get to this. There's, if I can, the one last clip, because I don't want to bore you with it all. And there was obviously a few stops. We went up to, I would say, pretty much Michigan. Got to kick it with an absolute legend. It was great spending time with her. And to be quite honest, it was nice just actually not vlogging everything. It was nice to just kind of like chill out and experience and be and relax vibes. New Albany and the burger in New Albany was just something else. And if you haven't seen that vlog, I should find it. But one of the best things, and if, where is it, dude? Dude. And a few people here probably know the score already. But I am just saying, a massive, massive shout out. Is that working? Boom. Let's get you on there. Dude. Bass Pro. What a place. And I know that there's going to be a load of guys and girls stateside that are like, it's nothing. But massive shout out to Jay and Nicole for taking me to this place. The burger that they managed to hook me up with, the triple bypass, was something else. But this place, dude, and I'm just going to say I was in awe. As you can see by my face, there was just so much going on here that I just couldn't handle it, man. Like, come on. You know, it is truly a sight to see. Then I was honored enough to be able to go to California, kick it with the legendary Billy, and not only kick it with him in California for like 4 days, but then I got to jet off to Hawaii, get a little bit of time in Waikiki, and then actually hook up with him for his birthday in Hawaii. Now, that is something I could only dream of doing anyway, getting to Hawaii. That still trips my head out that I am now sat back here in a Aloha shirt, doing a Aloha Friday. But we've been now. We've claimed it. We've been there, dude. But to be able to go and spend time with somebody I've talked with so much, he's done so much in the way of supplying me with like maps and locations and information for just basically doing my own West Coast tour. It needs to happen, man. The guys supplied me so much information. It was bonkers. To then be able to travel over and stay with him in California and go and see Huntington Beach, go and see the surf shops, go to Bolsa Chica, go and get the information from him saying about like, took me to the Rockin' Fig, took me to, I want to say it's Catherine. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but just like all of these old spots and places, and then just fill in the information that ties in with it to just give me a history lesson on so much stuff was epic. But then to be able to travel on and meet up with that guy for his birthday in Hawaii was just something else. So when we got to California, got to do a little bit of the sightseeing, go and see Huntington Beach, go and see Huntington Surf Shop. We mooched around. I drank a lot of coffee, as I do. Got like a bit of a history and like a tour, and then got the opportunity to surf in Bolsa Chica. I was a little bit rattled. I will not lie. I will say this. I was sketched out after New Jersey. Like, I think it would have been really good if I'd had another surfs closer to that time. So say that happened on the Saturday. I got to surf on the Sunday, which kind of settled me a bit, but then went off and done like Michigan and Kentucky and was away for the water for a little while. By the time I got to California, I was kind of just a bit, I didn't need big, crowded lineups. I just wanted something to go and get wet. And even then, I kind of felt a little bit unsettled, didn't feel 100%. And as much as I wanted to get in, because then I could say that I'd surfed in Florida, Jersey, Cali, and then on to Hawaii, it just felt really like, just felt uncomfortable. And whether it was the universe, whether it was just luck, coincidence maybe, there was 2 girls turn up with their dad, and I kind of didn't want to crowd their spot. So Billy was an absolute legend and let me ride. And if he's still here, he might be able to correct me on this. How big's the board, Billy? I want to say that's like a 9'10" or something, fiber board. So single fin, old school, and it was really nice to ride. So to be able to get on that and go out good. However, one, I didn't want to ding it because it's not mine, and I'm a Fruit Loop like that. If it's mine, it's all good. Ben was epic enough to almost, well, he did. He gave me like a twin fin that's got his logo painted on it and was like, dude, use it. And I'm like, nah, dude, I'll just take a foamy. It's fine. I should have taken the twin fin, but I'm so glad that that whole thing didn't happen with the twin fin. Let's just say that. So, hey, my choices were good there, but it's that's another conversation for another day, because I might have done better with the hardboard than I did with a great big 75-litre foamy in those conditions. But I had to ride a hardboard to find out the difference between. So, you live and you learn. But to go out in Cali on like a big old longboard, I didn't want to be too close or tied up with like these girls that were surfing on a foamy and their dad that was surfing on a foamy. and it was kind of weird. I needed to just get back out in the water, caught some waves, but it was actually nicer to leave the board on the beach and just get the camera. And this guy, I said, like, dude, man, I tried to get some footage because I just wanted to get in the water and have that feeling of no life support, in the sense of you haven't got a leash, you haven't got a board to hold on to. It's just you as a human being in a sea. And that was kind of nice, man. I just build the confidence a little bit. And I'm glad that I did that. I would have loved to have got more surf time, and I would have loved to have had more time in Cali to be able to go and see other places. We didn't. However, I did get the joy of riding a single fin, which is quite something. And it set me up. It set me up for the final leg of the tour, which obviously was the one and only spot, the homeland, which was Hawaii. And I was, let's just say, I was in a position where I was in Waikiki Beach. Man, those lineups get a little bit crowded from time to time. If you spoke to the locals, they would have said it was a small day. But I can tell you what, it was full Grom conditions. And as I say, I was a little bit rattled. But hey, it didn't matter to me. The really weird thing was going to be the fact that I was going to be going out. I was going to be going out on my own, and I didn't know what to expect. Now, and I don't know, maybe this is normal for a lot of areas, but let's just say the one thing that I noticed with Hawaii that was a little bit odd, and that was the fact that you don't get, in Hawaii, it seems really weird that you get like 2 or 3 foot of like standing beach, if that makes sense. Like you can walk in the water for a couple of foot and that'll be a couple of foot deep, and then that just drops off. And so it was good. It was a bit like, woo, after my New Jersey experience. However, it was a little bit like, okay, it's fine. I've just got to get on the board, commit. I've got to paddle out. Let's go. But there is also the carnage that is Waikiki Beach. So you've got catamarans going out. You've got people floating around. You've got outriggers going out. You've got, like, there's beginners, intermediates, like seasoned surfers. And then there's also people that have probably never seen a surfboard in real life. They've just rented a board and now they're going to try to work it all out. And let's just say, like, you've heard me say it 100,000 times probably, I know nothing. I don't know a goddamn thing. One thing that I did kind of have sink in, which was like, I know a little bit more than I give myself credit for. Because in comparison to some of the people that I just thought, like, hey, you could see that they were holding onto the surfboard because they were exhausted. They had no control of the surfboard. They were just being pushed around out there, man. And it was like, whoa. Going back to what I said earlier, in the sense of like you harming yourself or putting others in the way of harm. Wow. But being in the position I was in, I was like, right, head up, paddle, get out. And yeah, we got out there. And it was pretty epic, as this clip, and I can like enlighten you a little bit on what was going on here. So let's see if we can get to the moment. Let's see if I can find it. I'm claiming it's about here. So let's fire this up and get this clip rolling, dude. Talk about redemption. It might not look it from the clip, but it was for me. So I threw the guy that was in this outrigger like a little shaka and was like, Aloha. And he just shouted back, welcome to Waikiki Beach. And I was like, yeah, dude, that's a vibe. Because I didn't want to get in people's way. That was the one thing that I didn't want to do. I didn't want to disturb these guys. I didn't want to be a nuisance. And it kind of almost felt like it was paid back. Because no sooner had they kind of just got a little bit further out, I was just sat chilling. And I'm not even in the lineup. There was like a lineup to my left. There was a lineup to my right. And I was just out in like Gromland trying to figure some stuff out. And then lo and behold, a wave came, man. I think the face says it all. Yeah, dude. Seriously, I cannot stress to you. The feeling of redemption in that wave was unreal. And it was just one of those experiences where I was kind of like, even Andrea says, on me going out, she's like, are you going to go out? Are you going out then? And I'm kind of sat there and I'm just trying to figure things out. I'm trying to figure out, where am I supposed to be paddling to? Do I want to be going on a left or a right? Am I just going to try charging my paddle out there, or do I need to think about this? Because again, I'm on my own. If I get into problems or find myself exhausted, the last thing that I want to do is be in out of depth water, be exhausted, and then have to deal with waves. Yeah. So I just kind of paddled out. I avoided everybody. I paddled out. I'd done my thing. I just waited, caught my breath, paddled out a bit further, found a little spot where I was like, I can see enough for me. I don't need to be on some party wave with like a load of people. Just need to be doing my thing. And yeah, the wave came through. And it kind of, the perspective of that looks a little bit wonky, if that makes sense, because the camera's almost pointing down. I will say my head was not looking down. It was looking one way and one way only, and that was to the goddamn beach. And as you can see, my little hand creeps up as well. Full surfer. Ring, ding, 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 ding. Yeah, so that was epic. It was a great way to kind of just reinsert that want, and what a place to do it. So, I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Let's just say it was a bit rough around the edges. I haven't really got this going, flicking backwards and forwards to YouTube videos and stuff, but I hope you enjoyed it. It's been awesome. Every time I've come back, I've just seen like the comment section blowing up a little bit more. So yeah, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I hope you're all scheduled for an awesome weekend, and I hope you're excited for the countdown to Christmas. The Friday Night Live will be here with you to Christmas. That is what we're going to do. So this week was a little bit of a random one, and then all the way down, we're just going to be doing some Friday Night Lives and into Christmas, because I think Christmas is on a Wednesday or something bizarre. So we might even do a little New Year's one as well. Who knows? I don't know what the universe has in store for us. I hope it has some awesome stuff in store for you. As always, appreciate the hell out of you guys taking the time out to support the channel. Thanks everybody for joining in on the Friday Night Live and just being awesome and blowing up the live chats and just being involved. I hope you enjoyed the kind of behind the sceney kind of, I don't know, my thoughts on the trip. Because let me just say, it's changed me in a mental way. It's most definitely changed my outlook on how I'm going to be dealing with things going forward, in the sense of finances and travel experiences and just living life. So all I will say is the money is infinite. You can always make more money. Time is not infinite. And I will say this, the one most important thing that I want to leave this little thing that we call life is with no regrets. So if you have dreams, if you have ambitions, destinations, hobbies, skills, or just pure madness that you want to go and get after, make sure you go and get after it, because I can tell you, nobody will do it for you. And who would want to get to that day that doesn't come because you didn't even know tomorrow was that day and you hadn't done those things that you want to achieve in this little life. So on that, stay awesome. Have a great week. Appreciate you all. And I will see you same time, same place next weekend, 10:45 here. Have a good one.